zensystem.io. That's zensystem.io. Reuters reports U.S. Senator Joe Manchin, a moderate Democrat from West Virginia, said on Sunday he thought a new White House immigration plan was a good starting point and criticized House Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi for dismissing it as a way to make America white again. Manchin, a leader of a bipartisan Senate group working on immigration, said on CNN's State of the Union program, "We don't need that type of rhetoric on either side, from Nancy, Republican House Speaker Paul Ryan, or anybody else." Manchin's comments highlighted differences among the Democrats ahead of a February 8th deadline for the U.S. Congress to pass another spending bill and try to reach an immigration agreement that would also protect up to 1.8 million undocumented immigrants brought to the United States as children, a group known as Dreamers. Senior White House officials outlined an immigration plan on Thursday that would offer Dreamers a path to citizenship. The proposal would also curb some legal immigration programs and build a border wall with Mexico. The White House described the language on Dreamers as a major concession to Democrats, but leading Democrats quickly dismissed the plan as a non-starter. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
If you live in Williamsburg, chances are good you've seen them. Giant piles of beard hair rotting in the streets. Don't worry, it just means hipster molting season is here again. Experts say the husks of dead beards don't pose a threat to public safety and are just part of the natural life cycle of these strange organisms.
Once a year, all at the same time, every 20-something urban male sheds his ironic beard to make room for larger, more fanciful facial hair. They need the beards. They're a tough exoskeleton that protects these young people from the non-whimsical realities of life.
The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service says it's the largest molting season on record. In Brooklyn, sanitation crews are working overtime to clean up the loose whiskers the exuviating males have left behind. The affected youth's molting season comes right before their mating season, when the males use their lush beards to impress the local hordes of burlesque females.
This is the Onion News Network.
The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Computers are online. I'm going to start loading software.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Call to Freedom.
Broadcasting live from Vertcoin Studios on LRN FM.
You're listening to Will.
You will listen to every damn word I have to say.
And Aria.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Stay tuned for political talk and everything crypto. That's right.
Broadcasting internationally on our BitPlus network satellite.
This is
the Call to Freedom.
All right, let's boot it up.
All right, welcome here to the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. This is Will Coley, your host, as always, here on this wonderful Monday afternoon. Welcome to 3 weeks, no, 4 weeks, a month. Welcome to a month of broadcasting on here on the this new time slot.
It's a miracle
that we made it this long. Well, not quite a month, but close enough. About 3 weeks. Month will be next week. But yeah, we've made it this far. I'm surprised we've survived this long.
I'm not surprised we've survived. I'm surprised we haven't gotten fined yet. We're not working hard enough, Will.
We'll get it done.
We'll get there. Well, we got to have a few more James Weeks visits, a few more callers who don't know that we're actually on FM AM radio. We'll get there. We had one I believe on Friday, because you weren't here. We had one drop a good old-fashioned F-bomb.
Who did?
That was fun. A caller.
What?
I don't think he knew. I don't think it was like malicious or anything. It was just like in the course of normal conversation. And Daryl had to be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, caller. We can't do that." I can't remember his username on the Discord though. If you're listening, we would love to have you back to talk some more. Just we had to pull an emergency shutdown on you there.
Yeah, don't be dropping F-bombs on the air, man. That doesn't work. So I don't know if he's going to join us, especially since we're going to be short a co-host tonight. But I've got Daryl over here. He's watching wrestling, I think.
No, if you've got me unmuted. I'm actually updating my laptop. I've been having problems with not wanting to stay connected to the internet.
Uh-oh. Have you got an Intel processor, Daryl?
I am not sure what processor is in here. I'm running Linux. Just last night, it stopped for some reason wanting to stay connected. And so I just upgraded from 16.04 of Ubuntu to 17.1, and it's still not wanting to connect on the Wi-Fi.
Well, I have an idea what might be going on there. You see, you may have heard of the Spectre vulnerability, basically a vulnerability that's in every single microprocessor on the face of planet Earth that Intel has been in an epic level of denial about. They finally released a patch for it last week, and the patch was so bad that today Microsoft is releasing an emergency patch to make Intel's patch not work, so that it doesn't screw people's computers up. And one of the things people are having trouble with is internet connectivity. So you might be experiencing some of that, and so might some of our listeners.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now, this wonderful Monday, we are actually going to be introducing a possible new show host, a new Lady of Liberty. Her name is Chelsea Snyder. She's the vice chair of the Libertarian Party of Maryland, and she's also the director of operations at Vahra Method, a free market private educational company. How you doing tonight, Chelsea? Okay, I don't have her muted.
I'm not hearing Chelsea. I'm not hearing anything other than you and me.
Chelsea, are you with us?
What about me?
Well, I'm
I am
hearing
here.
you now.
There she
now
is.
I hear
Hi, Chelsea.
somebody that's probably a Chelsea.
Yeah, so
it's me.
we just introduced you. He says you're vice chair of the Libertarian Party of Maryland. So you're
That is correct.
not really all that too god-awful far from here.
Yes, yeah.
And that you work at the Vahra Method.
Vora. So I actually work with Arvin Vora, who is the LNC vice chair.
So we've been mispronouncing Arvin's name every time we've had him on Libertarian Drama of the Week.
Oh,
no,
awesome.
just
Which
actually
is a lot.
Arvin actually
Okay.
actually Arvin mispronounces it. It should be spelled with should be pronounced with a hard H. But that's
You did this.
All right,
you
well,
did
I will
this-
tell him that he is pronouncing his name incorrectly.
He's pronouncing it the American way.
yeah. He's pronouncing it the American way. You know what? It's cool though.
It's
'cause,
the
like,
Starbucks version.
my wife's
sure.
family is they're ethnically Indian as well, and they do the same thing to her name. They pronounce that she has an Arab. Her name is an Arabic name, and so is Vahra, but they say it without the proper enunciation of the word, so it actually means something different. My wife's name, and everybody says it wrong. It's not Farah, it's Farah. You're supposed to pronounce the H on the end. It's a hard H, and it means smile. If you say it the way that we all say it, and her parents, by the way, it means mouse.
That is
Interesting.
quite different.
Yeah.
So just when you
So-
say you're supposed to pronounce the H, it's reminding me of that episode of Family Guy where cool whip.
Oh, cool. Whip. Whip. Why are you saying it like that? What? What am I saying?
Will has this very peculiar hang-up about explaining to other people how their last names are supposed to be pronounced. He did this to Ovens O'Brien when we had her on last year.
Oh, I did. Yeah, because
you spent an entire
Irish,
break
it's
telling
Obrian.
exactly. You're just, and then you do it with Nigel Farage's name, and I'm sure you'll find some.
It's Farage.
It's not Farage. It's Farage, and I'm sure you'll find
we're
some.
so pulling at Mock the Week clips while I'm on. We're on break so that I can prove you wrong.
We've already been through this. And I'm pretty sure, Chelsea,
The
that
problem is
eventually
finding
he'll
Motley Week clips that don't drop like words that we, because they're FCC and our iHeartRadio and AM FM, like it's a little different. Over there, you can drop the F-bomb. You can't say shag.
Of course.
But you can say, other things that I can't.
Strange.
Yeah.
But we can say shag here.
Yeah, we
and
can say
bloody
shag.
And
we can also say the Queen blows goats, and that's totally
allegedly.
Yeah, and that's totally okay. We can get away with that. But over there, I could get you thrown in jail.
There's an episode of Black Mirror about that, actually. Although it's not the Queen blowing goats, it's the Prime Minister shagging a pig.
Well, that really
my brother
happened.
told me about this one.
He didn't really
It's
shag
awesome.
the pig.
Yes, he did.
No,
yes, he did.
The pictures he has. His
I don't mean to
mouth,
spoil it for everyone.
He has. Are we talking about a show or like the thing that happened in real life?
I'm talking
Black
about
Mirror,
the show.
episode 1.
Oh, no, I was talking about
full on.
Oh no, I was talking about the former Prime Minister of England.
This is true. This is true.
He left office in disgrace because photographs of him with his penis in a dead pig's mouth at a frat party showed up on the internet.
Oh,
we're really classy.
That's
around
really
here,
not
Chelsea.
why you brought Chelsea on the show, I hope.
Well, you know what I think is funny is
Let's talk about British prime ministers.
Well, I mean,
everyone else.
Everyone
else has grown.
That got way more press than anything that Vora said.
I mean, everyone else we have on the show has grown so calloused to our brand of tomfoolery that I suppose we needed someone new to recoil in horror
right.
at the things we do. So, welcome, Chelsea, the normal person in the room.
I'm digging it. It's good.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, this is us.
And just so everyone knows, we have you said new Lady of Liberty. We haven't replaced Arya. Arya is having car trouble, or rather mechanic trouble, because the mechanic screwed up her car. So she will be back, and you'll have both Ladies of Liberty on Mondays, it looks like. So that'll be great.
Do you want to buy a Don't Care Bear? We'll have a commercial for one when we get back.
In Survivor Max 2, School Bites, Max must scavenge through a wasteland swarming with the undead. Desperate to find the medicine he needs, he discovers a community of survivors at his former school. Has he finally found the safe haven he's been looking for, or will he discover that school bites? Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, and read Chapter 1 at SurvivorMax.com.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with AgristHosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to AgristHosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's AgristHosting.com.
The three most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.LRN.FM. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447. Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.fm.
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We are broadcasting live here from the Vertcoin Studios here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. Still a little snow on the ground outside, but, it's been above freezing. So, better than it has been for the last few weeks. Couldn't really complain, truthfully. We are joined live via remote by our normal co-host from the classic crew, Mr. Tom Gray. How you doing today, Tom?
Well, I got a pig roasting in the oven, and that's about it. It's otherwise been a relatively normal Monday.
All right. And we also have it looks like a possible new co-host that is going to be joining us now from the Vora method, Miss Chelsea Snyder. See, I was right. That's not working.
We'll get her back.
No.
Or did we scare her off?
Well, no. I was testing something because they were supposed to have fixed these two channels so that I could play our bumper musics and without having to turn the Hangout up and down. And it was relabeled as though it will, but now instead the Hangout is just on both of the volume.
Oh,
sliders.
Ian was doing all kinds of stuff to the board over the weekend.
I know.
It's all Ian's fault.
It didn't work.
But you guys can hear me?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Okay, perfect. Yes.
Wait, is somebody talking? I joke. I joke, Chelsea. I joke.
I caught that, yeah.
Yes.
So now we've got Chelsea all over there. She's all loaded up and ready to watch this. We're going to play this for you guys. Now, I just bought some stuff for my youngest daughter, Hidayah. All right. I bought a Lotsa heart, which is the pink plush elephant from the Care Bears.
Wait, there's an elephant in Care Bears?
Yeah, it's one of the Care Bear cousins. And,
the Care Bears have cousins?
They do. They're from a movie that came out in the late 80s, early 90s, the Care Bear movie, and it introduced the Care Bear cousins who were in the television show.
There was a television show?
There was.
Focus, Daryl.
I knew there was the movie.
I loved Care Bears when I was a kid, and we introduced my daughters to them. And that's probably that noise you just heard was probably the coffee cups that we ordered, because I ordered some Care Bear stuff for my youngest daughter, because my older daughter is into ponies, My Little Pony.
So she'll be voting Vermin Supreme in 2 years?
Yeah, right.
Daddy, I want a free pony. Vote for the man with a boot on his head.
Yeah. So I was kind of perplexed when I saw what basically to me is the Don't Care Bear.
All right.
These are, and they are for real. This is actually a real product. I checked a couple review sites. They are a limited time offer, and yes, you can buy what I have officially dubbed the Don't Care Bear.
All right.
And you can have one of these wonderful, overly priced pieces of junk for yourself. So let's play this wonderful advertisement.
And now there is audio for the people at home. They'll be able to hear.
The wind whispered through the forest. A storm is coming. You cannot defeat the storm. From the trees rose a resounding voice. I fear nothing. I come when the trumpet sounds. I am the storm, the great American grizzly. Introducing the original Trumpy Bear.
All right, so I was trying to get Will to pause this like 5 seconds earlier. It sounds very patriotic, and me saying that now after they say Trumpy Bear, it makes sense for you. But just, like kind of the intro to this thing, it sounds very, very patriotic. And
it looks patriotic, too. There's
I like
everywhere.
medium patriotic. It's almost the start of a horror movie.
So,
it's kind of scary.
Oh, it gets better. It gets better.
Tom, can you describe what is being shown in this video?
A picture. It starts off in a forest. It looks like a scene from Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Just like
Deliverance.
An enchanted forest. Hey, that's like 40 minutes from where I grew up. Be quiet. And then there's a picture of like a grizzly bear that's about to maul somebody, it looks like.
All right.
And then, let's see here. Then it goes into the ticker tape explosion, glitter, the poof of like red, white, and blue.
All right.
Paper.
And then is there a big giant orange thing?
No, it's a teddy bear with big bushy blonde eyebrows, a big blonde comb over, a white collar, and...
But is it an orange teddy bear?
No. Only the hair on top of his head.
Fearless, super plush American grizzly. Trumpy Bear was born June 14th, Flag Day. Just find the secret zipper and pull out the flag blanket. Then wrap yourself in the red, white, and blue for comfort and warmth. Show your patriotism.
So there's a secret zipper.
Yes, with
that
an American
has a
flag blanket
stuffed inside of it.
And at this point in the commercial,
stuffed in the back of the...
It's hanging from a flagpole.
It's stuffed in the back of the bear's head, not coming out of his fly like it should be.
Oh, oh no.
But there's some kind of disrespect for the flag in there somewhere.
Yeah, there's like there's like this middle-aged white lady snuggling the teddy bear, and then it immediately
show
goes
your patriotism and proudly display
Trumpy on
Flag
Trumpy
Day
Bear.
and on any American.
And it's like a flag.
Dude, talk into the microphone.
Like
Nobody else can hear you.
It's like a flagpole with the flag waving, and the Trump bear literally hanging from the flagpole like halfway down.
Okay, now we got to play the testimonials. The testimonials about the bear.
American holiday. Trumpy can even honor your own family heroes.
God bless America, and God bless Trumpy Bear.
Trumpy Bear sits proudly at the front of the motorcycle for all.
Please tell me that the people behind The Onion are selling this thing?
Nope. This is 100% legitimate. This is
well, the people behind The Onion also have a book of the history of human knowledge.
Nope, this is one of those companies that sells stuff on infomercials, and this is one of the infomercials.
Official as seen on TV 1. Oh wait,
and then
hold on. We got.
It gets better
to do the next three. Hold on.
All right.
Trumpy Bear sits proudly at the front of the motorcycle for all the world to see and loves to cruise with his brother.
I'm a former Marine, and I'm proud to have Trumpy Bear ride by my side. Once a Marine, always a Marine.
And the
Once a
bear,
draft dodger, always a draft dodger.
and the bear is riding on the front of a motorcycle at this point.
Yes, behind the windshield of the motorcycle with this man is
Whose
is
last
the bear.
name, by the way, I kid you not, is Warholic.
Catch the Call to Freedom at its new time, weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. The Call to Freedom is the only live drive-home call-in show in the U.S. with a segment devoted to cryptocurrencies. Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, live from Vertcoin Studios in New Hampshire. Learn about what makes cryptocurrencies so great and why you should care about them. Updates on new coins and ICOs, and warnings of scams. Plus, hear from traders, whales, developers, and big names in the crypto world. You can also win crypto coins or tokens every episode. Just listen for the faucet sound and be the 5th caller to get free Dash, Litecoin, Vertcoin, Verge, or other cryptocurrencies. The Call to Freedom with Will and Aria, featuring Crypto Hour. Broadcast internationally through our BitPlus network satellite. Weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. on LRN FM.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road Underground Market. The Silk Road was a gift to humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed, Ross has been sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Now, an appeal is Ross's only chance, and he needs your support. Please visit freeross.org, where you can contribute via various methods, including Bitcoin. Visit freeross.org. That's freeross.org. Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up! We've been on the same channel on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving us to a new channel on a different transponder. The original channel will stay on the air until the end of February to give you time to transition without any loss of service, so don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 12, 11,936 megahertz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 20,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.FM. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
The Princeton Medical Institute has found that the most common deathbed regret, more than losing contact with family or spending too much time at the office, is never having sprayed a fire extinguisher all over the place.
Similar themes emerged in our interviews with dying patients. Some wished that they'd taken more risks. Others wished that they'd lived a life truer to their dreams. But almost every single person surveyed, regardless of their age or circumstance, said that their most significant regret was never having grabbed a fire extinguisher off a wall and blasted it around a room until it ran out of foam.
I've lived a good life. I was a nurse for 32 years. I have 3 beautiful children, but I've never smashed my elbow into a glass case, grabbed a fire extinguisher, and gone whoosh over everything.
This is the Onion News Network.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
You're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. So, we've been talking here about this the Trumpy Bear. So we're going to get back into that. But before that, I want to let you guys know we are going to be broadcasting live from Liberty Forum. That's Liberty Forum will be February 8th through the 10th here in Manchester, New Hampshire. I will also be giving one of the opening speeches on Saturday morning before we broadcast live. If you'd like to come out and get tickets to see myself and a bunch of other amazing speakers that are going to be there, go to the Liberty Forum website. That's nhlibertyforum.com and use coupon code CTF10 for 10% off of your tickets for being a Call to Freedom listener. So getting back into this here, and joined by Tom and Chelsea, by the way, we've been listening to this commercial about the Trumpy Bear. And I definitely wanted to revisit this last little bit because it was, easily the funniest thing that I've seen today. It's this big, bald Harley Davidson driving Marine Corps veteran with his Trumpy Bear in the front window of his hog.
Now, I'm surprised that a Marine Corps vet would be a huge supporter of Trump because Trump got all those deferments from the draft, and Marines generally don't like those quote-unquote draft dodgers. Or is it only that they don't like draft dodgers that are Democrats?
Basically.
His brother. I'm a former Marine, and I'm proud to have Trumpy Bear ride by my side. Once a Marine, always a Marine.
Everyone knows Trumpy Bear loves to go to the golf course.
When I ride with Trumpy Bear, he makes my golf game great again. Thank you, Trumpy.
Well, we do know Trumpy Bear and Trump must have a lot in common because they both love the golf course. Right? Look at Daryl. I love the look on Daryl's face. Like he's just like, oh my God.
Simply style his trademark hair and place him in his favorite chair. Even the toughest guys will love Trumpy Bear.
When America is great, business is great. When business is great, I am great. I love you, Trumpy Bear.
I am an Army veteran. I am proud to own the Trumpy Bear, and I will always be proud to be an American.
Order the Super Plus Trump.
Now, I will always be proud to be an American. That's the guy that his last name is Waraholic.
That can't be a real last name.
His name's Frank Warholic. I bet we can find more people with that last name.
Trumpy Bear for only 2 payments of $19.95 and receive.
That's right. More than you'd pay for a bear at Build-A-Bear Workshop. Oh, but
a special certificate of authenticity. Don't miss out on owning a piece of American history. Order now for only 2 payments of $19.95. Trumpy, the most fearless bear anywhere. Order now.
In case you were worried that someone would doubt the authenticity of your Trumpy Bear, you get a certificate.
Yeah.
Because somebody would just make one of those damn things on their own and try to sell it on eBay as an authentic.
Yeah. What? And the funny thing is it really does exist.
Today, I have got a special unboxing for you, and that is of
No.
the official world's greatest troll.
Yes.
Now, I'm not going to get into my political stance on all this. I just thought this was funny. Taking a look at the front of the box here. Hey, I'm
It's
president.
the
Can you
world's
believe it?
greatest troll doll. It is a naked Trump
Down here we
doll.
have the emblem, the official world's greatest troll, the best ever, period. Fake news, of course. Warning, choking hazard, small parts not for children under 3 years. I wonder if that has to do with what is hidden behind the classified bar there.
Oh my God. The internet, man. The internet. Get it away from me. Oh my God. It's a real thing. This exists. It exists. If you're this is definitely a reason to be a member of the Discord chat, is because you get the opportunity to see some of the really dumb things that we talk about on the air at a little more personal level, like, hey, I just posted a picture of the world's greatest troll doll ever. And it literally is a teeny tiny weenied Trump doll, complete with pink makeup pockets around the eyes. Can we get sued for that?
You didn't make it, so I don't know why you would.
The wind.
The wind. That's real, though. It really is a thing. Who wants one?
Not it.
No.
$40 a pop.
Wait, this is $40?
They are $40, yes.
Oh my good grief.
They're $40 a piece. I could buy a set of 4 antique, almost like brand new condition Care Bears for that cost and have them shipped.
Or you can have your own little Trump troll. I mean,
I like the Trump troll. I'm wondering how much the Trump troll
decisions
costs.
there.
Or you could go down to the dollar store, buy a big giant case of matches, and then light your $40 on fire.
Well, no, you're gonna. It's like the Obama plate. Now you'll own a piece of history. How much of those? I wonder how much those are going for now.
The thing about history is sometimes it's best left in the past.
Right, like those weird collector KFC, get all the Dale Earnhardt Jr. collector KFC buckets.
What do you got against Dale Earnhardt Jr.?
Nothing.
You got a problem with the Intimidator?
I've got a problem with stupid collector things that have no collector value.
Well, the Obama plates, I remember they were selling them in the newspaper for like $29, $39 a piece, right? What do you call it? What's their name? I used to work for them. Hamilton Collection, I think, is who sold them.
Okay.
If it's not Hamilton Collection, it's the other company that's attached to them that I will remember once we're off the air. And they were selling the plates for like $40 a piece, right? I'm looking at those plates right now on eBay, and they're $10 a piece with free shipping.
All right.
So own a quickly depreciating piece of history.
Yeah, most of those things wind up not having any actual value.
It happens so many times that I don't understand why people keep buying these pieces of junk.
Because history.
Because America.
It's like those stupid quarters. Remember the statehood quarters?
Oh, my mom has a clock that's made out of all of them. It cost her like $300.
But Daryl,
it's
you
got
can
like
use.
I don't know.
Those quarters are legal tender. You can use them to pay taxes.
Right, but the thing, they were supposed to be collector somethings, and
you can buy proofs.
Right, I'm not
They're
talking about the
wicked
proofs.
expensive.
I'm talking about the ones that are actually in circulation.
Yeah.
I mean,
those things are not collector items.
But they are worth a quarter.
Right. But
Which
the
is
claim
more
was they were
than-
supposed to be worth, it's collector item. It's going to go up in,
It
intrinsic
says-
value, blah, da, 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 da.
No,
The
Daryl, it
stupid-
says right there
presidential-
on the quarter that it's worth a quarter.
The
you can't be
presidential
mad when your
things
quarter's worth a quarter.
that Congress was like, we're doing these presidential dollars.
So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you got to keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. facebook.freetalklive.com.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, but sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.fm. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार सिर्फ और सिर्फ LRN.fm पे।
Back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We are broadcasting live here from the VertCoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. A little chilly outside. Joined today live via remote by classic crew member Mr. Tom Gray and, a new cast member, hopefully, Chelsea from the Vora Institute, I believe.
You didn't roll the R.
Yeah.
Or pronounce the H or the non-existent Q.
It's easier. It's easier to just do it that way. And as you hear, we also have in studio with us Mr. Daryl W. Perry.
Yep. I just happened to have been sitting near a microphone and Will was like, hey, Daryl's here. Talk.
For real. Why not? So
the truth is Daryl actually lives at the LRN studios. He never leaves. So
just about.
It's not really a coincidence. Like
Right.
if LRN closed tomorrow, Daryl would be homeless and would probably freeze to death in New Hampshire.
No,
So
I've got the not a
keep
bus.
listening, please. You know.
Now, are you new to the cryptocurrency game? Well, there are plenty of coins, tokens, and exchanges out there making big promises. How do you know you can trust? Well, cryptocurrencycheck.org helps you navigate that complex landscape by answering the question, is it a legit coin or are you about to get scammed? Well, before you move your war dollars into that new currency, token, or ICO, please be sure to check out CryptoCheck by our own Aria Demezio. That's CryptoCheck at cryptocurrencycheck.org. And we will have Ubiquity and Ubiquicoin this week coming on. They will be our cryptocurrency check coin or token of the week. They are currently an active ICO. We haven't actually had an active. We've had some ICOs that were finished with the first crowdfunding, but this is actually an ICO that's in the midst of that crowdfunding, and we're going to bring them on and give them a rating and try to let our listeners know whether or not it's an investment that's really worth their time or their money. And speaking of investments that are probably not worth your time or money, we've been talking about Trumpy Bear, or what I've officially dubbed the Don't Care Bear. And, well, it's a $40 teddy bear with a comb over and big brushy blonde eyebrows and a red tie. Something that you could easily put together at the Build-A-Bear workshop for about $25. You know,
assuming you wanted one of those things with that weird.
Oh yeah, and
comb-over.
it pulls an American flag out of its ass.
Yeah, I'm thinking if there's a justification.
Well, for Trump, one is just the same as the other.
It's true. It's damn true. I'm thinking if there's a justification for buying the bear, it actually is the flag blanket. You know,
I feel like you could get a flag blanket pretty cheap elsewhere.
Yeah, I can probably pick up a fleece flag blanket. Bow! I finally got it
at the flea market
or at Walmart for like $4.50.
Yeah.
And if you're lucky enough to live in New Hampshire, you can get that without having to pay sales tax.
Because that's the deciding factor in whether or not you want to have an American flag blanket or not.
I'm just saying. It's another reason to come up here and visit our little crypto community. You know, besides being able to get your oil changed and breaks
buy
done,
lunch,
or dinner,
or both.
Yeah, business cards. Get a computer built from scratch. You know,
yeah,
lots of stuff right here, just within a walk of right here where we're at. You know, as a matter of fact, I think I might send my wife, who is sitting out in the park, who just pulled into the station parking lot, to get us some pizza from Zoe's Pizzeria. It's a
Little
gourmet
Zoe's Take and Bake. It's not a pizzeria. That's a different thing entirely.
It is a take and bake pizza establishment with gourmet toppings.
Yes, and they have gluten-free crust.
That is correct.
If you want it.
So
like, they don't force you to
if
have...
If you're a trendy hipster and you need gluten-free crust...
Or if you actually have celiac disease, like many members of my family, you judgmental son of a...
Yeah, but that's like, if you talk to 50 people, they're like, yo, I'm gluten-free, bro. Gluten-free, man. Gluten-free, bro. I got to, man. If I eat the gluten, it makes my feet itch. You know, like, 90% of those people do not have anything wrong with them at all. They have stupidity. They have, like, psychosomatic disorders that are based on their own retardedness. They do not have celiac disorder.
Right, and most of the people don't claim to have celiac disorder. Most of them will say, I'm gluten intolerant.
Yeah, I'm intolerant of gluten. Oh, so what you mean is that the building block of life that has sustained human civilization for 10,000 years, you magically can't eat. Yeah, sure. Because that's how human civilization is. People with celiac disease, I mean, there's a reason there's not as many that many of them. You know, like you're not really going to survive in human civilization that requires, you know, carbohydrates to live.
Right.
When most
Thanks.
of human
You
society,
just killed my sister-in-law, Will. We appreciate it.
yeah, I love you. I love you guys, but if she lived in a different time period, she would not be enjoying life as much as she is today.
Like now, you know, because when she goes somewhere and tells someone she can't eat gluten, they automatically think, oh, sure, you're one of those hipsters Will Coley was talking about on the radio. You'll be fine with some carbohydrates. And the next thing you know, she's curled up on the couch with her stomach lining literally on fire inside her stomach because of you. And I blame you personally.
Well, it's not because of me. I didn't do it. I didn't make hipsters embrace every, you know, like, I mean, we made fun of those same people embracing the crypto industry last week.
They have messed it up quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean,
well, we'll get into that the next hour, but
I love how they were like, oh, so it's the new gluten-free. No, bro, it's not the new gluten-free. It's just this new thing that's around that nobody really knows about, but, you know, like, I totally know about it. I totally get it. Oh, you mean exactly like gluten-free? Or, you know, whatever the latest fad is. Oh my God, those things. You guys saw that? The things you spit? That's hour 3, man.
Hold on. Things where you spit. That could be a lot of things, some of them not radio friendly.
Well, I almost said DNA and spitting, which could have been even more unradio friendly, even though it totally describes.
Oh, I saw that.
That's
thing.
more.
Yes.
No. That is definitely, you needed that extra context to the spit.
Well, no, because spitting out DNA could mean a couple of things.
Yeah,
yes,
the thing
but
that I'm
believe it or
thinking
not,
that
it's
I
less
said that I
likely to
saw
be
is
dirty.
definitely not the thing you're talking about. But I've seen people spit DNA.
It's less likely to be taken as dirty if you say.
I don't know. It depends on the
DNA
audience. Anyway,
how you doing over there, Chelsea?
Oh, pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so you're talking about the thing where you swab and you get your DNA?
Yeah.
You're talking about like a 23andMe.
Okay, 23andMe. Yeah, my grandma
cover
just
that
did
in the
it.
third hour because we've literally got like
excited.
1 minute left in the first segment before we go to crypto hour. But I definitely want to cover that after the crypto hour. Basically, I was right about 23andMe the first time I saw it, and I looked at it and I was like, don't think I'm going to do that. There was a reason for that, and my reason, it turned out, was correct. And now I think like Huffington Post or somebody like that or BuzzFeed, one of those like popular kind of left-leaning things are like, oh yeah, by the way, this thing is happening with your spit.
BuzzFeed's left-leaning? I thought they just made videos of like, oh, here's a couple of guys that are baking bread without a recipe. There's no political slant to that.
No, you've got to see some of their other video clips.
I think we just established that there's tons of political slant to this bread-centric thing you guys have got going on.
There you go, Daryl. Does that make you feel better? All right, now when we get back here on the Call to Freedom, we're going to have the Crypto Hour. We're going to be joined by Mike Laurie. He is normally a co-host, but tonight he's going to be representing Galactic Systems and GridPhone. When we get back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Have you ever feel my heart? I tell you, I'm the flame. I'm the flame.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at shiresociety.com. That's shiresociety.com.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, January 29th, 2018. Silver is trading at $17.27 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,344 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $45, and the average price of Bitcoin is $11,172. Antiwar.com reports the Prime Minister of the Saudi-backed Hadi government in Yemen has issued a desperate plea for Saudi help over the weekend as their forces were quickly routed in their interim capital of Aden and the government headquarters were seized. Interestingly, this is totally separate from the Saudi-led war trying to reinstall this faction as Yemen's government and marks a major split in the Saudi coalition, with the attacking faction a southern secessionist movement which is backed by the United Arab Emirates. Yemen was militarily unified in 1990 when northern Yemen conquered the former South Yemen. Since then, secessionists have remained active in the south, though rarely in a position to really assert themselves in a serious way. The Saudis were keen to install a Sunni-dominated government with their invasion in 2015, but the Hadi government's increasing reliance on the Muslim Brotherhood and the war's length has convinced some that Yemen is heading for a split. The United Arab Emirates appears to believe that they may as well just back the separatists in the first place. A victory for the separatists might go a long way towards ending the Yemen war, as the battle lines between pro-Saudi forces and the Shiite Houthis are remarkably close to the old borders between North and South Yemen. Ending the war with a de facto and de jure split might be the simplest way for everyone to extricate themselves from the conflict that's gotten far out of hand and is causing humanitarian disasters left and right.
For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
UPI reports billionaire Steve Wynn resigned as the Republican National Committee Finance Chairman on Saturday after Wynn Resorts Board announced late Friday a special committee will investigate sexual misconduct allegations involving the company's chairman and CEO. President Donald Trump, who has called Wynn a great friend, named the casino hotel mogul to the position after the 2016 election. Wynn Resorts, the Las Vegas-based company founded by Wynn, announced its plans to form the committee after a Wall Street Journal investigation published Friday morning detailed a decades-long pattern of sexual misconduct by Wynn based on dozens of interviews with former employees. Among those claims, the newspaper noted that manicurists and massage workers were highly paid but felt they were pressured and felt intimidated when Wynn made requests of them. A married manicurist claimed Wynn forced her to have sex with him not long after he opened his flagship Wynn Las Vegas. The newspaper reported Wynn later paid the manicurist a $7.5 million settlement. After the Journal report, Wynn Resorts stock shares dropped 10% on NASDAQ.
Are you looking for a cryptocurrency that has a focus on users and usability? Then look into Zencash. Zencash is the world's first private, distributed, and reliable platform for communications, transactions, and publishing. Zencash features global governance with inclusive decision-making, reliable funding for continuous improvements, and documentation and wallets in many languages that are available for Linux, Mac, Windows, and Android devices. Learn more at zensystem.io. That's zensystem.io. Reuters reports U.S. Senator Joe Manchin, a moderate Democrat from West Virginia, said on Sunday he thought a new White House immigration plan was a good starting point and criticized House Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi for dismissing it as a way to make America white again. Manchin, a leader of a bipartisan Senate group working on immigration, said on CNN's State of the Union program, "We don't need that type of rhetoric on either side, from Nancy, Republican House Speaker Paul Ryan, or anybody else." Manchin's comments highlighted differences among the Democrats ahead of a February 8th deadline for the U.S. Congress to pass another spending bill and try to reach an immigration agreement that would also protect up to 1.8 million undocumented immigrants brought to the United States as children, a group known as Dreamers. Senior White House officials outlined an immigration plan on Thursday that would offer Dreamers a path to citizenship. The proposal would also curb some legal immigration programs and build a border wall with Mexico. The White House described the language on Dreamers as a major concession to Democrats, but leading Democrats quickly dismissed the plan as a non-starter. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
This is the Onion Week in Review.
A study published Friday by the University of Minnesota found that mosquitoes have no physiological reason for biting humans, with researchers noting that the insects feed exclusively on pollen and seemingly only suck human blood out of spite.
According to our findings, mosquitoes usually spit out the blood after a bite. They just really enjoy ruining outdoor activities and spreading deadly diseases.
Researchers added that mosquitoes often bite a variety of vertebrates besides humans, including baby pandas, koala bears, and very small puppies, all for fun. And in tech news, a new Visa talking credit card urges buyers to go for it.
Come on, buy it. You know you want it.
In other news, the utterance of a secret password grants customers access to a long-rumored 18-inch Subway sandwich. It's easy to tell what an area man would look like as a skeleton, and a longtime teacher retires without changing a single student's life. This week's scheduled interview with the surly and forlorn Matthew Modine was cut for time and is doomed to never be seen. For more, visit theonion.com/newsbeat.
The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Hold. Hold. Hold.
You better hold on for dear life, because it's time for the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com. On the Call to Freedom.
All right, welcome into the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We are broadcasting live from the VertCoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. If you're listening to us internationally, all across Africa and Central America, then you are hearing us directly on our Bit Plus Networks free-to-air satellite system. And so today it is it's time for us to finally bring on one of our normal co-hosts, is Mike Lowry. He's with well, you've heard this ad before. Regain control of your virtual identity, communications, money, and property with GridPhone and Galacticoin. Tear down the walled garden business model. Well, you've heard that, right? You've heard that quite a few times. You've heard about this awesome sponsor that we have that fills up our Galactic Systems airdrops with $10 in a free random coin every single day, 5 days a week. Well, that's the guy that I've got here on the line with us right now. I've got Mike Laurie here with us with Galactic Systems, and he's going to be on to talk to us today about one of their products, GridPhone. How you doing today, Mike?
Hey, I'm great.
Hey, Mike, this is the first time we've been on together. This is Tom.
Hey, Tom. Good to meet you. Wish I was actually in the studio. I'm down in sunny Brooklyn, New York, in my Airbnb swilling cold syrup. So there's that.
Well, they've still got snow on the ground in Keene, so maybe you don't wish you were there, because I certainly don't wish I was there.
True.
It's not snow. It's ice.
Yeah, it's
because
ice.
It's gotten above freezing and then below freezing and then above freezing and below. And, yeah, it's ice.
Solid ice. It happens.
Not to brag, but it's been pretty balmy down here, so.
Down here being Maryland, the edge of the Mason-Dixon.
I've got my dog down here with me, and she's all confused, like, where did all the snow go?
Where does the snow go?
It melts and absorbs into the ground just like the rain does.
What is this, Schoolhouse
Right,
Rock?
but
Let's
where
talk
does
to
it
Mike about his
go?
product, for crying out loud.
Mike brought it up. So Mike, tell us. I have the great opportunity of being able to observe your development team when you guys discuss, when you guys roll out, the ability for investors to see like those very first shots of the new GridPhone and things like that. Explain for our listening audience in a blue collar kind of way, what is GridPhone?
Okay, simply put, GridPhone is a virtual smartphone for your avatar. So your avatar is
hold on. Can you say that in words that actually make sense?
Okay, imagine you're in whatever virtual environment you're using, whether it's a VR, like High Fidelity or Oculus Rift, a virtual world like Second Life or OpenSim, or a game like World of Warcraft or Call of Duty or Minecraft or something like that. And so you're in this immersive environment. And so you're seeing this 3D world rendered around you. And so you're interacting as your avatar, your character. And you want to maintain that immersive experience rather than be distracted by third-party applications like Skype or TeamSpeak or something like that. Particularly if you're doing something that's really, action heavy, like if you're in combat role play or something, you're shooting, and then someone rings you on Skype, and you're distracted, and boom, you're dead. So what we've done is we've created this virtual smartphone that's essentially a heads-up display that appears within the immersive environment on your screen. And so it's essentially a simulated smartphone with a media screen and buttons and so forth. And it lets you share chat and eventually voice with any other avatar on any other platform. In the present, if you want to talk to somebody while in the immersive experience, you can only talk to other people in that platform. So if you're in Call of Duty, you can only talk to people in Call of Duty. If you're in Second Life, you can only talk to people in Second Life. This is what's called in the industry the walled garden business model. It's sort of like the Iron Curtain around the Soviet Union. Okay, so it isolated people, restricted communications, their ability to engage in economic transactions, so on and so forth. And ultimately, just like the Soviet Union, the owners of these virtual platforms have the power in life or death over your avatar, your account, your virtual identity. And as someone who's run afoul of what we call the G team or the governance teams of these platforms once or twice myself, it's no fun to lose an identity or content that you've maybe put a lot of time in, a lot of effort into building up, and maybe even a lot of money if you're using it as a means of having an online business. And so we created this smartphone to, like the fax machine people credit with helping to destroy the Soviet Union because it enabled dissidents to send out newsletters across the country as to what was really going on, contrary to the propaganda, the grid phone allows people to communicate with people in other platforms, regardless of any platform limitations on inter-avatar communications. And so behind that, we've got a blockchain called the Galacticoin, and that allows you to register your identity on the chain, and you can associate all your accounts, excuse me, with all the other platforms you're using, all the games and everything, so that your wallet becomes your passport into all the platforms. And so if one platform owner doesn't like you or says you said the wrong thing or something, and they block you, you haven't lost everything. You've just lost access to that platform. You retain your digital identity, and you're able to then continue to use the Galacticoin cryptocurrency to trade different game currencies, fiat and crypto. And we also have a smart contract capability for 3D content, so you can buy and sell 3D content in all these different platforms.
Very cool, very cool. Do you have a question for Mike Laurie? You want to know about Grid Phone? Do you like existing in that virtual space and think this would be a great product for you? Give us a call, 603-283-6160. We'll have more with Mike Laurie of Grid Phone and Galacticoin when we get back.
Every breath you take and every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you.
Initiating satellite scan. Satellite coming down. 3, 2,
Every breath you take.
We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell. They send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
If you're looking for work, or even if you're not, here's an innocent mistake you really want to avoid. Never return calls before listening to your voicemail. Your wireless phone sends calls you didn't answer into voicemail, and it shows you phone numbers for calls you missed. Important, don't call back callers you missed until you have first listened to your messages. Otherwise, you frustrate people who bothered to leave messages by asking them to repeat a message they just left as your voicemail greeting instructed them to. If you're a job applicant, this alone could be a deal killer. And even if you're not, there are few things you can convey to someone that are as fundamentally maddening as, "I didn't hear you." With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important. For more tips for job seekers and everyone else, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
You are listening to Call to Freedom's Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार के क्रिप्टो आवर को, जिसके प्रस्तुत करता है Helium.com।
Here we go, off the rails. You know it's time to raise ourselves. It's freedom like you never knew. Go back or past.
All right. Welcome back into the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Welcome here to the Crypto Hour. We are joined by Mike Lurie from our sponsors over at Galactic Systems. And if you were paying attention, then you heard our Galactic Systems drone flying overhead. We've got $10 loaded up in the drone to drop on one lucky caller here at 603-283-6160. Give us a call. Now, just to let everyone know, we've been having some issues with Bata, which is a coin that we've been giving away in $10 increments. And there seems to be some kind of an issue with their blockchain where the basically the transactions show on my end that they went out. And the amount was deducted from my wallet. But when you explore, there's zero. The transaction doesn't exist on the blockchain. So somewhere between the wallet and the blockchain, something is breaking down. So eventually, those transactions will be sent back to me, and we will convert those coins over into something else, or those transactions will go through. But we have a list of the people who won Bata coins already put together. So if those transactions don't go through in the next couple of days, we will send something else out. We'll contact you and send something else out. But if you want to get your hands on $10 of a different free coin, because we won't be giving out Bata until we hear in the future that their issues with their chain have been fixed. Give us a call here, 603-283-6160 to claim those free coins. Are you interested in investing in cryptocurrencies without having to do all, the busy work, the legwork? You don't want to spend hours reading white papers and looking at candlestick graphs. Well, they've made something just for you. It's called Helium. It's a long-term saving accelerator. It's powered by Uphold.com. And Helium watches conversion rates between cryptos and fiats for you. That way, it can convert your funds just when the time's right. You add your funds to Helium from your bank or your digital wallet, and you're all done. The rest is completely automatic. Helium. Let your money move you. Sign up today at helium.com/CTF. That's HELEUM.com/CTF. And again, we've been joined by one of our sponsors here, Mr. Mike Laurie, who is joining us from GridPhone. You still there, Mike?
Yeah.
Very good. Now, I'm wondering about, like, you're saying this is something I'm going to be able to use across platforms. What about platforms like Xbox Live or the PlayStation Marketplace?
We anticipate being able to do that. Essentially, our roadmap is that we're starting off with platforms that allow user-created content or third-party mods without the platform owner's permission or authorization. And from there, we're expanding outward, and then we'll be doing deals with platforms that we would need to, sign agreements with and so forth. So eventually, our goal is to be across, every possible virtual platform out there for virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, so that we're essentially like the AT&T of virtual reality, of all kinds of virtual experiences, so that people can have an open metaverse, can interact freely without all of these barriers between the different platforms. Because, really, it's the idea of the walled garden has been a hindrance to the expansion of virtual and augmented reality, because it interferes with what's called Metcalfe's law, or what most people know as network effects, which means, the more people in a network, the more valuable your network is, not just because of the number of people, but the number of possible connections. And when you have a wall around your network where you limit people's ability to interact, you're inherently inhibiting the value of your own business. And it's always seemed to be rather confusing to me why people have that kind of model.
Okay. Sounded like there was more of a point coming from you.
Sorry,
there we go. That was the point. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm recovering from a cold right now, so I really apologize for sound quality here.
Yeah. Anyway, so basically, you hope to be able to eventually go across those big platforms as well. Do you see like licensing issues being your problem? Is it going to be like the fact that those two, like Microsoft and Sony are kind of intertwined with other state apparatuses being your problem? Or do you think this is something that it's going to be like, okay, well, this is so useful that we kind of have to?
Well, you can approach it from 2 points of view. Number one, the smarter people that are running these corporations are going to realize the value of the network effects and will inherently welcome us into their networks. Those that don't see that and want to maintain more of a proprietary wall to things, we will take more of I would say a guerrilla approach to that, where we're going to inject the grid, enable people to have grid phones wherever they are. Just like in the Soviet Union, you had dissidents smuggling cell phones and radios behind the Iron Curtain. We're going to do the same thing. We want people to be able to have our technology wherever they are, regardless of what the corporations that are trying to take control of their identities want. I started this because I'm 100% adamant that people need to regain control of their identities and data, especially as we spend more and more of our time in these virtual environments, these immersive environments, whether it's in play, recreation, socialization, or work, and that sort of thing. And, because in reality, this walled garden model isn't how it's supposed to be in our lives. And this is a recent phenomenon legally. It stems from the AOL case in the 1990s, where AOL was banning spammers, and the spammers sued, claiming a violation of their free speech rights. And they had a sort of legitimate claim, because there was a 1946 ruling from the Supreme Court that said that you don't lose your constitutional rights when you're in a company-owned town. And this was from a phenomenon usually in the southern United States, where you'd have a company would own an entire town. They'd own all the buildings. Everybody that lived there worked for the company. You bought everything from the company store. You had your job at the company, and so what the company said went, and or else.
Join Daryl W. Perry on Peace, Love, Liberty Radio as he brings you news, views, and opinions while promoting the ideas of peaceful interaction.
My personal position on the death penalty is this. We know for a fact that there have been hundreds of people who have been wrongly convicted for various offenses. People who were wrongly convicted of murder and who were sentenced to death, who have later been exonerated. And from that, we can deduce that there have been innocent people who were executed for crimes they did not commit. And the fact that I do consider myself to be consistently pro-life, I don't support using taxpayer funds to kill any human at all, anywhere. Using any money that is taken by force and then used to murder people is wrong.
Peace, Love, Liberty Radio, online at fppradio.com.
Hi, this is Mark Edge of Free Talk Live. Michael W. Dean's book, User's Manual for the Human Experience, changed my life. In a culture that attempts to turn you into a compliant victim, this book gives you implementable steps on everything from how to be aware of your environment, walking down the street, to business, to how to handle a toxic person in your life. If you're a human, you need to read this book at least once. Go to Amazon and get the Kindle version, or paperback, or an audiobook of A User's Manual for the Human Experience.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm. Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up! We've been on the same channel on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving us to a new channel on a different transponder. The original channel will stay on the air until the end of February to give you time to transition without any loss of service, so don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 12, 11,936 MHz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 20,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.fm.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom, brought to you by Helium.com. Unasikiliza Crypto Hour inayohusu wito wa uhuru, imeletwa kwako na Helium.com.
Live from the Verticoin studio, this is the Call to Freedom. It's the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium 47 here on LRN.FM. When you kill the faucet, you color-fied to get some free coins. This is the Call to Freedom.
That's right. This is the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. We are broadcasting live from the Vertcoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. Do you want to see us? Do you want to meet with some of our folks and maybe talk with some big names in the cryptocurrency industry? Well, we won't be doing that next week like we had thought, but we will still be doing it. The Fourth Block Conference is still going to be coming up. Mike, tell us about what's going on now.
Okay, well, we had some issues with the venue in Brooklyn, and so we've had to reschedule things to March 2nd, but we still have the same program and the same people coming in, and we're going to have a really nice event with a number of companies in ICO doing pitches. We're going to have people from around the crypto world talking on a number of issues, from governance and blockchain technology to compliance issues, and of course what's going on in the future of blockchain and cryptocurrency, where things are going, some of the new ideas out there and that sort of thing. And plus we're going to have a lot of cool local live entertainment, some of the really eclectic cultural performers in the Bushwick area of Brooklyn are going to be here. We won't have any of the fire performers because that would have required a much higher insurance level, but we've got a lot of cool stuff going on here, and we encourage people to come on by. And we'll have more info on the location and so forth at fourthblock.com. That's the number 4, thblock.com, and you'll be able to see what's going on and as we finalize the details of this event.
Very cool, very cool. So there's quite a few events coming up that you're going to be able to meet up with some of our hosts at. You've got Liberty Forum in about 2 weeks. We've got the Fourth Block Conference that's coming up. We also will most likely be at the International Students for Liberty Conference in Washington, D.C. in March. And, there's rumors that we might also be broadcasting live from the old media room at the Porcupine Freedom Festival this year. So
nice.
That they will be rebirthing the media room at the Porcupine Freedom Festival this year, and that we will be taking that slot. So should be fun. Come out to one of those great events, meet with some of our hosts, buy some Call to Freedom gear, buy some gear from some of our great sponsors. We'll have T-shirts with logos for all of our sponsors that have provided us with T-shirtable logos. Hint, hint, Mr. Laurie. And we'll have those available for fans to come out. We'll probably have some free to give away to people who have our free giveaway passwords that we'll be giving out the Friday before we go to events. And we'll also be doing Saturday morning broadcasts for most of these events, live from 10 until 1. So, yeah, it's going to be lots of fun. And we'll also have, as always, free coin to give away, like we have now, provided by Galactic Systems. We have a $10 free coin giveaway that is available right now. We have some of our listeners, they actually hold out because they're waiting just in case, because since the Zencash giveaway, people are like, I don't want to call in for the $10 because somebody might come on with $100 in like 3 days. Because then they're stuck with like, oh, well, I can't win again for a month. So now, like the Zencash thing, nobody wants to call for the $10 giveaways anymore. They're afraid they're going to miss out on the big payoff. So how long should we be? How long are we talking here for this grid phone to be active? And I don't want a Wraith Protocols, 6 months before it's actually going to be ready kind of date. When do you think, like ostensibly, that it really could be ready to roll out to the public?
Well, we had been ready for our beta release, but our company IP attorney told us that they needed to do a review of all our intellectual property before we did that. And so I said, oh, okay. And so they're doing that right now. And the code is pretty much finalized. We may have a few tweaks to do, but I want to get it out to the public by the end of February. And so people can be using it. We're going to start off in, you can use it in Second Life and OpenSim. And then following our ICO, you'll be able to use it in high fidelity platforms and Unity 3D platforms like Soundwave Space and other platforms that use Unity 3D. And it'll be on the Unity 3D store. And so it's going to spread out from there. We're going to go into, from there, Unreal and whatever other engines we can utilize.
Very cool, very cool. So basically, GridPhone is going to take the 12 different accounts that I have for existing in the virtual space to communicate with other people in the virtual space and bring it down to just one. And and make it
we'll have
more user-friendly as well.
Right, we've got a bot to talk into Telegram, and so we'll even have the ability where you can talk into some of these other chat programs. So people that are hanging out, like in Discord and so forth, will be able to talk with people through that are on GridPhone, and so you can there's going to be cross-platform ability along all kinds of different channels.
Very cool, very cool.
And we also have LRN FM app is on our app store. So, and we're creating an SDK so people can create their own apps that they'll be able to give away or sell on our app store to people across the metaverse, along with regular 3D content they can use within the immersive environment. And so the LRN FM app is one of the first ones we've created because we're such big fans of what you guys are doing.
Very cool. Very cool. So, man, I had a question, and then he started talking about LRN's app, and I totally just lost it. Security. That was what it was. Tell me a little bit about what can we expect. Like one of the things that, we had Zencash on, and one of the things that we really loved about Zencash was the fact that they provide an amazing amount of privacy. What kind of will there be privacy technology worked into GridPhone, and if so, do you have any ideas on what kind of things we should expect privacy-wise?
Well, your text chat will be encrypted, so there's that to start with. We have on your identity registration, you can pick whatever level of identity disclosure you want to make on the Galacticoin blockchain. So you can maintain an anonymous identity if you want. That just limits the extent of your ability to engage in commerce because of, we're going to have KYC issues that we need to comply with because we are a corporation and blah, blah, blah. So there is that issue, but we're trying to make as much of what we can do as private as possible, or at least give people the option to do so, even if that may require that we limit what they are able to do on the platform.
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Now, if you exist in the digital space and you have some questions from Mike about how his particular system is going to work for you, please give us a call here at 603-283-6160. Again, that's 603-283-6160. And we'll be right back here in just a little while on The Call to Freedom with more from Mike Laurie of Gridphone and Galactic Systems.
Giving me cause to recollect my mind. She don't see me with my torn up blue jeans on, wondering why her good old fella ain't got the time.
Should you be able to earn an honest living free from senseless government interference? The Institute for Justice thinks so. That's why we've spent years defending hard-working men and women from pointless government regulations. Nationwide, IJ has created opportunity by reducing government power, but there is still more work to be done. Visit our website today at ij.org. Let IJ take care of the government so you can take care of your business.
I've been told no in many different ways.
I give you an order and you're going to obey it.
Who told you can go this way? You can't do that and you have to leave here.
You cannot bring signs into the rally.
Walk with me.
Well, I'm comfortable here, actually. Whoa, hey,
Who do you think you are?
Excuse me.
There is no video and audio allowed in this office.
No, I have work today.
You ain't gonna make it.
Wait a minute.
Hey! Oh my God! Unbelievable! Why are you running from me?
Because you're scared me. What am I being detained for?
You're being served.
What is this?
You're being served.
What is this? Bureaucrats have a funny way of telling people no.
That's the sound of the men working on the chain.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, on the call to freedom on LRN.fm. أنتم تستمعون إلى The Crypto Hour، يقدم إليكم برعاية Helium.com على برنامج نداء للحرية على LRN.FM.
That's so disgusting. We'll be fine. Let's party.
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We are broadcasting live here from the Vertcoin studio in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And we've got on the line Mr. Mike Laurie. He's joining us from Galactic Systems and GridPhone. And in case, since we haven't really read the whole thing here, it says, regain control of your virtual identity, communications, money, and property with GridPhone and Galacticoin. Tear down the walled garden business model with Galactic Systems, restoring liberty and building an open metaverse. Learn more at galacticsystems.net. Now, how can I take control of my money and property with GridPhone and Galacticoin, Mike?
Galacticoin blockchain, which we've developed, has a utility token that's a currency on the blockchain, which you'll be able to trade for various game currencies on our Galacticoin exchange. You'll be able to trade it for different sorts of fiat and for other forms of crypto. And the Galacticoin will be tradable on other exchanges as well. So this way, you'll be able to move your money in and out of different game monies and fiat much more smoothly than you can with a lot of these games that usually have several day delays on conversion or payouts and that sort of thing, or that may not allow it entirely. And so we're trying to give people the ability to convert independently of these platforms. Your currency will be in your wallet independently of those platforms. You'll only be risking what you leave in game at a given time, so you'll be able to keep your actual assets in reserve on the blockchain. And then in terms of property, you're dealing with your apps and your 3D content. When you're in virtual or simulated environments, you may buy or sell content that's three-dimensional, that maybe have scripted functions, whether they're cars or planes or homes or weapons, or even the skins and clothing your avatar wears for its appearance. They're all content that can be created by users and bought and sold openly on the market. And so we've got our 3D content market. The blockchain has these 3D content licenses that are a much stronger form of rights management than a lot of the games have, so that a content creator will be more confident selling their content across a much wider range of platforms, so they have a bigger market, and that means they'll have more revenue and they can charge a lower price while being confident that their content's protected, while at the same time the users who buy the content can use that content in many more platforms. So they get a better value proposition, and they're less inclined to be ripping content that they may have bought in one platform and want to use in another. With the Galacticoin system, they'll be able to transport that content, since they bought it on our 3D content market, between different platforms, so that you can use something in Second Life and in OpenSim and in High Fidelity, as long as the creator offers compatible file formats for those different platforms. You'll be able to use it wherever. And so you've got your use at a lower price, and that means that you're going to, number one, value what you have, and at the same time, because those licenses are on the blockchain, no one platform owner inventory from you. As long as you bought it on our 3D content store, you're licensed on the blockchain forever for that content. You can use that into any platform that you can log into with our blockchain, and you'll be able to inject your content into your inventory in world and use it there. And so that way your property is protected. Your apps that you buy on our app store, same story. It's protected by the blockchain licenses, and we're writing this so that even we can't act as any sort of Gestapo. We don't want that sort of power over your identity or property or money. We want to create an open metaverse. That's really the mission of what we're doing. And the Grid Phone and the Galactic Coin are the tools, the technologies that we're creating that are enabling that to happen.
So my question for you, and this might be a bit obvious, I don't know entirely about this topic, but why are these companies, like, you've talked a lot about blockages of service and that some of these companies are trying to block you from doing certain things. What's the impetus there? Are they trying to trap you in their service? Is there some other cause of those blockages?
Okay, good question. Originally with the AOL decision that gave companies the legal basis to capture control of our identities, the purpose that they served was to protect their users against spam. Okay, and that's a perfectly valid reason for having a greater amount of control over a network that a company runs. And the people want to not be bothered by that kind of harassment. But there's better ways to do it. But the companies have taken that legal basis and expanded upon it in order to capture control of your identity and data in order to turn you from a customer into a product. Okay, it's like if you're on Facebook, you're using Facebook, you're not a customer of Facebook.
Sure.
You're the product. And they're selling your data to advertisers. And if you say or do the wrong thing on Facebook or on Twitter or whatever, they'll ban you because you're not a customer. They don't have a duty of care. You're not a customer, you're a product. And by enabling with this technology for you to take back control of your identity and your data, they're no longer able to control you in this manner, and you're a lot more free as a result, and it devalues their ability to monetize you as a product.
Okay, I see.
So I've got a question here from the Discord chat. We want to know, can I invest in Gridcoin? Is there an ICO, and where do I find it?
Okay, we are just finishing up our angel / pre-ICO round, and that's only open to accredited investors. Where this is a little complicated here because we're kind of like two parallel offerings. Because Galactic Systems is a corporation, and I believe if people want to invest in us, that they own a piece of our company. We're doing the main part of our ICO as an SEC compliant equity token. It's an ERC20 token that is on the Ethereum blockchain, and that's going to be launching this coming month. And that's because it's SEC compliant, we have to limit that to accredited investors in the United States and deal with all that stuff. But because we want community involvement at the same time, we do acknowledge that we want people who are not accredited investors to be able to participate in the Galactic Coin economy. So we've got 1% of the total issue of Galactic Coins are being pre-mined, and that 1% is being sold to the public as a crowd sale alongside the ICO, so that non-accredited investors can buy Galactic Coins. We're not guaranteeing any sort of return or dividend because that wouldn't be proper under SEC regulations. We have to, because the SEC has been getting a lot more attentive to the ICO community and marketplace. They're paying a lot more attention to what's called the Howey test. And one of the things you can't do with a utility token is promise any sort of a return on investment, and we're not, so we won't. So, but we are offering those for sale to people, and you'll be able to use those to participate in the virtual economy and to trade them on our exchange and buy and sell 3D content and apps and so on and so forth.
Very good. I hope that answered our question from the Discord. Today we've been joined by Mike Laurie from Galactic Systems and Grid Phone. It's been great having you on today, Mike. Thanks for coming out and spending our crypto hour with us. If you want to learn more about it, go to galacticsystems.net. Anything else you want to plug before we go, Mike?
Not much. I'm just heading to the Crypto Treehouse Crypto Monday event here in New York. And so if anybody's in the New York area and is headed there, look for me. I'll be the really big.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
The 3 most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Nestle Toll House Morsels, helping you create special moments and memories your family will cherish forever. Visit us at tollhouse.com. You may bake for birthdays and holidays, but why stop there? Sweeten up the rest of the year by designating monthly dessert days. Treat your family to one of their favorites or surprise them with something new. Either way, you'll create a tradition everyone will love. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, January 29th, 2018. Silver is trading at $17.27 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,344 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $45, and the average price of Bitcoin is $11,172. Antiwar.com reports the Prime Minister of the Saudi-backed Hadi government in Yemen has issued a desperate plea for Saudi help over the weekend as their forces were quickly routed in their interim capital of Aden and the government headquarters were seized. Interestingly, this is totally separate from the Saudi-led war trying to reinstall this faction as Yemen's government and marks a major split in the Saudi coalition, with the attacking faction a southern secessionist movement which is backed by the United Arab Emirates. Yemen was militarily unified in 1990 when northern Yemen conquered the former South Yemen. Since then, secessionists have remained active in the south, though rarely in a position to really assert themselves in a serious way. The Saudis were keen to install a Sunni-dominated government with their invasion in 2015, but the Hadi government's increasing reliance on the Muslim Brotherhood and the war's length has convinced some that Yemen is heading for a split. The United Arab Emirates appears to believe that they may as well just back the separatists in the first place. A victory for the separatists might go a long way towards ending the Yemen war, as the battle lines between pro-Saudi forces and the Shiite Houthis are remarkably close to the old borders between North and South Yemen. Ending the war with a de facto and de jure split might be the simplest way for everyone to extricate themselves from the conflict that's gotten far out of hand and is causing humanitarian disasters left and right. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports billionaire Steve Wynn resigned as the Republican National Committee Finance Chairman on Saturday after Wynn Resorts Board announced late Friday a special committee will investigate sexual misconduct allegations involving the company's chairman and CEO. President Donald Trump, who has called Wynn a great friend, named the casino hotel mogul to the position after the 2016 election. Wynn Resorts, the Las Vegas-based company founded by Wynn, announced its plans to form the committee after a Wall Street Journal investigation published Friday morning detailed a decades-long pattern of sexual misconduct by Wynn based on dozens of interviews with former employees. Among those claims, the newspaper noted that manicurists and massage workers were highly paid but felt they were pressured and felt intimidated when Wynn made requests of them. A married manicurist claimed Wynn forced her to have sex with him not long after he opened his flagship Wynn Las Vegas. The newspaper reported Wynn later paid the manicurist a $7.5 million settlement. After the Journal report, Wynn Resorts stock shares dropped 10% on NASDAQ. Are you looking for a cryptocurrency that has a focus on users and usability? Then look into Zencash. Zencash is the world's first private, distributed, and reliable platform for communications, transactions, and publishing. Zencash features global governance with inclusive decision-making, reliable funding for continuous improvements, and documentation and wallets in many languages that are available for Linux, Mac, Windows, and Android devices. Learn more at zensystem.io. That's zensystem.io. Reuters reports U.S. Senator Joe Manchin, a moderate Democrat from West Virginia, said on Sunday he thought a new White House immigration plan was a good starting point and criticized House Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi for dismissing it as a way to make America white again. Manchin, a leader of a bipartisan Senate group working on immigration, said on CNN's State of the Union program, "We don't need that type of rhetoric on either side, from Nancy, Republican House Speaker Paul Ryan, or anybody else." Manchin's comments highlighted differences among the Democrats ahead of a February 8th deadline for the U.S. Congress to pass another spending bill and try to reach an immigration agreement that would also protect up to 1.8 million undocumented immigrants brought to the United States as children, a group known as Dreamers. Senior White House officials outlined an immigration plan on Thursday that would offer Dreamers a path to citizenship. The proposal would also curb some legal immigration programs and build a border wall with Mexico. The White House described the language on Dreamers as a major concession to Democrats, but leading Democrats quickly dismissed the plan as a non-starter. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
A Rasmussen poll reveals that nearly all American voters share a deep fear of botching another election, with most voters admitting that selecting candidates for public office is something they're historically just not particularly good at.
I really hope I don't completely fuck things up as usual, but you never know. Things do happen.
According to the poll, 3/4 of voters said Election Day panic would cause them to base their vote entirely on hearsay, while 93% acknowledged that they only recognized names of local candidates from signs along state highways. In Cedar Rapids, Iowa, stunned friends and acquaintances expressed shock and disbelief when a body found in the woods turned out not to be Justin. Local residents found the naked corpse draped over a tree stump Saturday, and as news spread, many found themselves struggling to comprehend how it wasn't Justin lying dead in the forest.
I heard the news, and I still can't come around to it. I just can't imagine that it's not Justin there lying dead in the woods. Are they absolutely sure it's not him?
Friends and family are still urging authorities to double-check the body, or at the very least, bring in Justin as a suspect.
This is the Onion News Network.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Unasikiliza wito wa uhuru katika LRN.FM.
All right, welcome back into the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Back for the third and final hour of today's live broadcast here from the Vertcoin studio in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. If you're listening to us internationally and you understood that young Swahili-speaking lady who just gave us our wonderful introduction, then you are hearing us on our BitPlus free-to-air satellite network over sub-Saharan Africa and possibly over Central America. We have our belated Bitcoin crypto hour update. Let's see here. Vertcoin, our wonderful sponsors, they're up to $4.47 a coin. Zencash, another LRN sponsor, is now at $50.31. Current transaction fees for Bitcoin are $5.60 for the first block. Same thing for the second block, $2.80 for the third block. I sent a $600 Bitcoin transaction today for $3. I have a friend of mine says he sent a transaction today, 17 cents. It's almost as if maybe, just maybe, the people in the Bitcoin development field are going, you know what? People are moving away from our coin. Maybe we should fix this issue with it being, more than paying sales tax just to use Bitcoin. There are currently around 40,000 transactions backed up in the meme pool, down over 100,000 transactions from just a couple weeks ago. And the market cap for cryptocurrencies is down to a disappointing, just $570 billion because it's dead. Cryptocurrency is dead. You can tell. $570 billion market cap says so. Up from, I don't know, like 100 million at the beginning of last year. It's totally dead, man. Totally dead. All those guys that work with the Federal Reserve, they got every other thing wrong. They were totally right about this one. Sure. So now we've got a news story that we kind of alluded to before we went to break. And I think it kind of fits in with what Mike was talking about your virtual identity and people having to reclaim their data, right? Well, human beings have data to begin with. They call it biometric data. And many, many Americans have signed over their rights to that data to businesses that are happy to give it to third parties. Now, when this whole thing came out, Chelsea, have you had a 23andMe or an Ancestry DNA thing done?
I have not, but my grandmother and my dad recently did it. So I have some experience with it, at least.
What about
I might know a
Tom?
little bit about myself.
I have not. I've done my Ancestry the old-fashioned way through good old paper records.
Yeah, I did that too a while back.
Me too. And my uncle did that a long time ago as well. Now, we do have somebody in the studio, Mark Edge. He normally is, he is a longtime co-host of Free Talk Live, which comes up immediately after the Call to Freedom here on, if you're listening on LRN.FM. And he says he has had one of these tests done.
That's right. I did it, and it's been some years. It wasn't even particularly recent.
Did you read all the fine print?
No. Who reads all that fine print?
All right. Well, you know what? We've got the time, so I've got
I'm glad somebody does.
A little 2.5-minute video here that I saw today that was really disturbing to me, and basically it validated exactly what I thought about 23andMe and Ancestry DNA and all these little services, and exactly the reason why I looked at it was like, you know what? I think I am just not going to send my bodily fluids to these people.
Ancestry DNA. Those genetic tests where you spit in a tube and they tell you whether you're 4% South Asian or 95% Danish. But what happens to your spit after you mail it off? DNA testing kits are booming. Last year, on Black Friday weekend alone, Ancestry DNA sold roughly 1.5 million kits. That's about triple what it sold in the same period in 2016. When you spit into a test tube, you end up giving away very sensitive information about yourself. We're guessing you didn't read the fine print, so we'll let an attorney summarize it.
When you sign up for one of these tests and you click on the agree to the terms of conditions, you are giving away substantially all of your property and privacy and legal rights to this DNA.
Your DNA data reveals information about your behavior, the diseases you're predisposed to, and the relatives you didn't even know you had. It also reveals information about your family members, even if they didn't take a test. And if you agree to participate in research, you're not just allowing companies to trace your ancestry. You're allowing them to give your data to third parties. And it's not always clear who these third parties are or how secure your data is in their hands. Once you hand over the rights to your data, it can be hard to control what happens to it. If your results suggest, for example, that you're susceptible to heart disease, that could wind up affecting your insurance coverage.
If you have taken one of these consumer DNA tests and it indicates that you have a likelihood for cancer or you're predisposed to certain types of medical conditions, the insurance company can ask you about your knowledge of your own health. And if you lie to the insurance company, they are allowed to decline your application or rescind your application if they find out about it in the future.
Laws like the Genetic Information Non-Discrimination Act can help prevent some cases of discrimination based on DNA. But those laws have plenty of loopholes and are presently under siege by Republican lawmakers. So far, we haven't seen any public examples of genetic test results being abused. But that doesn't mean it won't happen in the future. A lot of these risks are already spelled out if you read the fine print. But privacy advocates and lawmakers are working to get these companies to make the risks of DNA testing clearer to consumers. In the meantime, you might want to think twice before you spit into a test tube.
Yeah. And see, that's exactly what I was thinking when I heard, like, hey,
can you imagine if I
spit into a test tube and mail it off to a company?
Is that Donald Trump playing an accordion?
Yes, that is.
Okay.
Trump playing an accordion.
He's got a squeeze box.
Yes. Hold on, somebody put Trump on an accordion? Well, to where, like, you squeeze it
about
and
the
Trump
way that
is
when he talks, he moves his hands in and out, in and out, in and out.
Oh, yeah.
So they haven't we talked enough about terrible Donald Trump merchandise? Go ahead, Will, with the privacy invasion stuff.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, like, when I saw this, the first thing I said was, I'm going to send. They're going to sell this to somebody. They're going to find a way to monetize my spit and sell it to somebody. And I'm sorry.
So, as I understand it, you have the opportunity to tell them yes or no you want to participate in whatever testing there is. At least that's the way it is with 23andMe. And that may, but they've got the information. The person who's in control of it. Go ahead.
Testing is not the same as selling your data to third parties, right?
I would presume that the third parties are going to test it.
Sure. Okay. So it's not, but it's not that they themselves are running like tests that you're agreeing to, and then there's also third parties that are doing other things.
Right, but see,
it is.
Well, there's also a difference between you allow them to sell some of your spit and you allow them to sell your, genetic information.
Is it though in a legal
Sounds the same.
No, so
well, I mean, they wouldn't really.
Here's your DNA sequence versus here's a piece of spit. Those are two totally different things.
Used for the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So, first off, I guess that for one, it comes down to how much do you care,
Right.
So if this comes, if a problem occurs, you can imagine that at some point somebody's going to bring a lawsuit, and then there's going to be class action. And 23andMe's already dealt with that to some extent, and they probably don't want to deal with it again. Would be my guess.
What's the barbershop do with your hair? Do you worry about that being sold off to third parties? I didn't think so.
All right. Well, do you have an opinion on this? Let us know. Give us a call, 603-283-6160. We'll be right back.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to SaveItPurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. SaveItPurse.com. The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com. Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
You are listening to The Call to Freedom live on LRN.fm. تستمعون إلى نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.fm.
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We've been talking here about this. Is it really smart to send your information to just some random business? I mean, is it really smart to send it? I mean, especially with what we know about businesses. Like Facebook. What Mike was saying earlier, you are the product on Facebook. So Facebook is gleaning every piece of information it can from you and selling it to advertisers.
And that's true with Facebook. But 23andMe charged me like $100 to take my spit. And that's going to look entirely different in a court of law. A jury's going to say, well, yeah, it makes perfectly good sense. You go on and use somebody's social networking platform. You don't pay anything for it. You're the product. But when you write the check for $200 for two of these tests, and you get it back, then I think that, because they can't just write anything they want in terms of service and then enforce that in a court of law. It's not a contract. Just because they say it doesn't mean that they're going to win, and they know that. They've already lost lawsuits at this point, and I'm skeptical that they're going to go too far in the near future on this topic. But we also have to kind of look at why people choose to do it. So, Will, do you know your grandfather?
Yes.
Yep. Grandmother?
Yes.
Both sides?
I know
all four of them?
I know all the way back to I knew personally all the way back to my great-great-grandmother.
And you, so you know what kind of ethnic descent you are?
Oh, yeah.
So your Appalachian, probably Scottish?
Scottish and Irish.
Yep, Scottish and Irish makes perfectly good sense. Yeah. The white trash of the world pushed off into the Appalachians, by the English. I know the story.
Appalachians.
All right,
Appalachians, please.
You're on with Tom, man.
Another one of these?
Yeah.
So,
what do you mean, these?
What are them people?
Yeah, but your family's of German descent, is it, Tom? German and English?
No, we're Scots-Irish.
Okay.
I'm descended from Lady Jane, dang it.
Oh, that's right. You were from that Grey family. I forgot.
Yeah, that's how we ended up in Ireland. We were running away.
So, back onto my point.
Yeah.
I'm adopted.
Sorry.
Me too.
You are adopted, but you're okay. But you adopted from one point of your family to another, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm adopted by people who have no clue who the people from whom they adopted a kid from, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know nothing. I got this. I grow up. People talk about this stuff. People want to talk about their ethnicity, and that leaves you with this kind of confusion as a person, because you're like, well, I got nothing to talk about because I don't know exactly what we're dealing with here. So when the family talks about being Scottish, and the family talks about being German, and the family talks about which goats jumped over which fence at which time, then I didn't have anything to talk about because I'm not actually related to those people. So that leaves one with a motivating factor to sort of find this stuff out. Turns out my wife pretty much knew what she was when she took the test, and there wasn't much of a surprise except that Sicilian surprise that so many Sicilians have gotten, right?
Yeah. You're part black and Arab.
Right. Berbers. Oh, those Berbers.
Yeah. Lots of Africans.
And, so, every once in a while she gets to make a joke about me oppressing her, and that's really about it. Whereas, now I know something about something. Why did Jack have little dark spots on his back when he was born? Well, turns out they're Mongolian spots from some rapey Mongol that went after some Eastern European ancestor from, Kublai Khan's time.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. I was really hoping for an American Indian, by the way. And these things are nice to know. Plus, you're going to know whether or not you're predisposed to cancer or heart disease just by looking at,
really useful.
Yep. What did Mamaw die of? Whereas, I figure heart disease is a thing I've got to worry about, mainly because everybody in my family dies from it. But it's hard.
Well, but there are also a lot of other hidden diseases that you just don't really entirely know about, and you can get those tested elsewhere. But I think a lot of people are interested in the medical side of what is offered with 23andMe as well. My grandmother certainly was, and my dad.
I knew when I was a teenager, I knew that on my mother's side we were Irish, but that we'd only been Irish since the 1200s, and that before that we were rapey Vikings that came over and kicked butt and took names.
They did that stuff.
Burned down a village and built one of our own.
That's pretty good compared to what most people know. I'll say that.
And I know that on my father's side that our last name was altered. I know that all of the Coley and Cooley, 1 O and 2 O's, all come from one guy who was a polygamist and had 2 wives, one in Ohio and one in the Appalachian Mountains in North Carolina, Tennessee border, and that literally all of the people in this country with my last name come from that one guy and 2 wives, each with 1 son. And I know that. I know that
prolific sons.
I know that the surname comes from Scotland, and that it means that it's McCullough, and it means sons of Wallace, and that our family was related to the same clan as the Wallace. That Wallace.
That's
yes.
fun, right?
Yeah, I've known all of that since I was a kid. But I don't know very many people who have access to family members like I do who know that.
Sure.
So, like, for a kid who's adopted to not know that, to me, it's like, well, yeah, but neither does anybody else, really.
I guess, but at the very least, you get to hear some kind of family lore.
Yeah.
And whether it's true or not, Ancestry.com currently has an ad-on that I get to see, I don't know, on like YouTube videos or something, of some guy who, his whole family thought they were German. Turns out they were Scot. And, he traded in his lederhosen for for a kilt.
Tartan, yeah.
Yeah. And, well, I mean, I can totally see how this stuff happens. It's an illusion. But it's an illusion that most people have. Yeah. They got the stories that they can tell, whereas I don't have those. And then the medical history, again, as we were talking about, is that much more important on top, because then, here's something to look out for and think about.
Well,
but the thing is, if you want to find out the medical information, you should probably go through a doctor and not a website you saw an ad for during the Super Bowl.
Very true.
You think the doctor's going to come up with I mean, I've got a doctor. She hasn't advertised anything like this option at all as far as genetic testing or anything. And remember, this was 5 years ago.
But
very true. All right. Well, did you get tested? Do you know your ancestry? Is this something that you'd like to get involved in to talk about? Let us know. Give us a call here, 603-283-6160, and we'll be right back here on The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
Catch The Call to Freedom at its new time, weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. The Call to Freedom is the only live drive-home call-in show in the U.S. with a segment devoted to cryptocurrencies. Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, live from Vertcoin Studios in New Hampshire. Learn about what makes cryptocurrencies so great and why you should care about them. Updates on new coins and ICOs, and warnings of scams. Plus, hear from traders, whales, developers, and big names in the crypto world. You can also win crypto coins or tokens every episode. Just listen for the faucet sound and be the 5th caller to get free Dash, Litecoin, Vertcoin, Verge, or other cryptocurrencies. The Call to Freedom with Will and Aria, featuring Crypto Hour. Broadcast internationally through our BitPlus network satellite. Weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. on LRN FM.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up! We've been on the same channel on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving us to a new channel on a different transponder. The original channel will stay on the air until the end of February to give you time to transition without any loss of service, so don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 12, 11,936 megahertz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 20,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.FM.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Is a burning thing.
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We are broadcasting live here from the VertCoin studio in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And we are, well, you know what? We are your home for drive home, cryptocurrency, and technology talk, along with your drive home for libertarian talk as well. And we know there's a lot of you out there who, you know what, you may be new to the cryptocurrency game. You know, like this is something you just heard about on TV the other day, and you're kind of leery. You don't want to jump in head first, like, you know, because you really don't know. And you don't want to really have to take the time to read white papers and do all that kind of stuff. Well, I've got an opportunity here for you. It's called Helium.com. It's a long-term saving accelerator. It's powered by Uphold.com. What it does is Helium watches conversion rates between cryptos and fiats. And that way it can convert your funds when the time's just right. You just add your funds to Helium from your bank account or digital wallet, and you're all done. The rest is completely automatic. Helium lets your money move you. Sign up today at helium.com/CTF. That's HELEUM.com/CTF. And we've been joined in the studio here for a little while by Mr. Mark Edge from Free Talk Live. And we have via remote our normal classic crew co-host, Mr. Tom Gray, and our new female co-host, Miss Chelsea Snyder, right?
Yes.
Yay, I got it right without having to look. I'm good. It's almost like I've done this before. But we're talking about 23andMe and Ancestry.com and all these different kinds of things. And, you know, it's coming out that maybe it's not the smartest idea for you to send this information off to these people. And what the attorney says is basically you are signing your rights away to this property.
You're giving over the control over it.
Yeah.
But I've got, so you know those compelling stories of, you know, people that find ancestors and, you know, relatives and these sorts of things on these, using these services. And, you know, this is one of the things that they use to advertise. And obviously they want you to have a really great experience and all that stuff. And I've got one of those stories that is very compelling, but probably not one that that would end up on a commercial of theirs. So after a couple of years on 23andMe, I get contacted by a cousin. And just wanting to chat, find out what they know. You know, I guess there's a 15% match or whatever with this gal. And I'm like, well, So, I mean, I can tell from looking that she's a paternal cousin. So I'm like, do you know your uncles? And she's like, yeah. Do you know all of them? Yeah. Do you have any idea which one of them might have spent some time down in Florida in the late 60s, early 70s? She said, I think so. I said, could you talk to him and tell him that you might have found their son? She's like, she had no idea. And then so she talked to him. He had no idea, and he ceased talking to her. Apparently, I found my dad, and he doesn't want to talk to me. And I can't quite figure out why. Like, what could have been the reason that this person finds out they have a long-lost son and then is just like, you know what? I guess my life's just too complicated. I don't want to find out who this person is. I don't want to see a picture.
A lot of things like that, though, are that, I mean, you start a new life, you do something else. You know, my dad's biological father did the exact same thing and said, you know, hey, I don't want to be in contact with you. Please don't contact me again. Because he had a new life and he hadn't told his new wife and children that he had a previous child, you know. So, I mean, I don't think it's uncommon. It is really unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. It's heartbreaking, but I don't think it's uncommon.
I guess to me it would be like, I don't think he even knew, but maybe he did know. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't think there's any evidence that he was ever married to this gal, whoever she might have been. But then again, you know, it could be exactly as you say. I guess I find it difficult to imagine that you couldn't just come up with some stories like, hey, you know, it's not like you were the first person I ever had sex with, honey. But
right.
Then again, it could have been while they were married, and that would be complicating.
Yes.
Or it could have been a situation where maybe consent wasn't entirely levied, in which case that is very complicating.
Lordy.
What's that?
This is getting dark.
Well, these are the best I can come up with.
It's very true, though. I mean, these are things that you have to, you have to acknowledge. Like, this is something that can happen.
Yeah.
And does happen.
And I was born just prior to the Roe v. Wade decision. So that runs up the statistical likelihood that a consent issue might be at play here. So there you go. There's my compelling story.
Well, I had a lot of that, though, and I didn't need like a 23andMe.
All the intrigue of Appalachia, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like my dad was in his mid-20s and already married. My mom was 14 when she got knocked up.
You're a grandfather now, right?
Yes. I'm a grandfather now. Well, in the next, any day. I'm waiting on the phone call and to have to go, purchase
And you're younger than I am.
Last-minute plane ticket. Yeah, I'm 36.
36.
Yep.
Soon to be a grandfather. Yep.
That is correct.
These are the sort of things that happen in Appalachia. That's the way it is.
Well, like I said, okay, we have 6 or 7 living generations right now when the new baby gets here.
Fascinating stuff.
Yeah, well, let's see here. Will be my grandmother, my mother, me, my daughter, my granddaughter. So I have 5 living generations at the same time. That doesn't happen for a lot of families. And we've had that happen my whole life. There's been at least 5, sometimes 6, even 7 living at the same time, generations. That's pretty amazing.
It's pretty amazing.
That's awesome.
To be able to be, and you're like, how did you find all that history? That's part of how.
Yeah, that's how you figure it out. I mean, how to turn bad decisions into a really good story. Yes.
Right.
Will, doesn't that just make you want to send your DNA to Ancestry or 23andMe so you can share that information with the entire world?
No, not really. I just did. See? The wonders of radio. I just shared that information with the entire world right now.
It's kind of like, to some extent, this genetic stuff is kind of like the Disney princess. Which Disney princess are you on Facebook, Rather than taking the test, just pick a Disney princess that you like and formulate a story around it and then tell people that's your genetic, heritage or whatever. I mean, you might as well. What's that?
People works just as well. People believe you.
Yeah, except for who's Edward Warren, Elizabeth Warren in Massachusetts. She got in trouble with the Pocahontas thing.
Well, yeah, because you can look at her and tell
she's not a very good Indian. Yeah.
Yeah, she's not Yeah.
Apparently, she used some status as a Native American to get some kind of benefit in college or something. Yeah. That's the story. I don't know too much about it, but if it gives her trouble, I like it.
Isn't she like hoping to run for like president or something?
She wouldn't run against Clinton.
Well, of course not.
But
she wanted to continue to have a career. I mean, let's just be honest.
If you hear Elizabeth Warren start to come out and say things like, we need protection so people can't find out our genetic information without our consent, you might be a little bit suspicious of her motives.
You might just.
Little bit of an ulterior motive there.
And just the practical application of the success rate there. Are they really going to protect that information for me? Maybe I just won't volunteer it in the first place.
It works so incredibly well with HIPAA.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, HIPAA is about useless.
All right. Well, when we get back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM, we will have our final segment of today's live broadcast. So stick around and we'll be right back.
In Survivor Max 2, School Bites, Max must scavenge through a wasteland swarming with the undead. Desperate to find the medicine he needs, he discovers a community of survivors at his former school. Has he finally found the safe haven he's been looking for, or will he discover that school bites? Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, and read Chapter 1 at survivormax.com.
Pennington is reeling this hour from one of the biggest stories we've seen in decades.
That's right, Kathy. Mayor Sue Hallinan has stepped down following revelations of her involvement in a coupon forging scandal. After a week of fervent denials, Mayor Hallinan admitted that last Thursday she used 5 counterfeit coupons on a weekly shopping trip to the Kroger for a savings totaling $14.81.
Once you've made a fake coupon and you've had a taste of that power, it's hard to stop.
Mayor Hallinan also apologized for her first response to the controversy when she blamed Jared the Paperboy for stealing her coupons and replacing them with the fakes.
I don't know what to say. She could have ruined my career. I hope she goes to jail forever.
And in what many are saying is the ultimate indignity, Mayor Hallinan's photo has been put up on the Kroger's so-called banishment wall, in between such undesirables as the Fredericks boy and infamous gum thief, Mr. Ivins.
This is the Onion News Network.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. Facebook.freetalklive.com. I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees!
What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you got to keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
You're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
Back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM, the final segment of today's broadcast. We've had a pretty good show, man. You know, we've been talking about this this thing with the 23andMe. You know, is it a really good idea to give your private information? And I mean, this isn't just like, you know, when you fill out those things at the mall where they're trying to get you to sign up for a non-existent free Caribbean cruise so that they can sell your information to telemarketers. Like, this is possibly way more insidious.
Speaking of Mario, it sounds like we need a plumber, Will.
For real. It does. It sounds like we need a plumber. But this is way more insidious than something as simple as just telephone numbers being given away, you know? And speaking of telephone numbers, it sounds like you might want to call ours at 603-283-6160. Sounds like our leaky faucet going off right now. So give us a call, 603-283-6160, and claim your free coins from today. Today it's going to be Vertcoin. Vertcoin is the decentralized coin that you can mine forever. That's right, a regular guy just like you. The only coin specifically devoted to the decentralization of mining and keeping the power of the cryptocurrency in the hands of the little guy, not in the hands of the centralized planners. Vertcoin. Learn more at the Vertcoin Discord chat room. So yeah, give us a call, 603-283-6160. Claim some free Vertcoin. So I'm looking at this lawsuit here, and it's saying basically that the results of these tests are bogus.
For the medical predispositions part, right?
No. For the ancestry part too, they're bogus.
Yeah.
That's all, really? Oh, I thought it was just the medical.
But the argument, just a little, information for the listener. The argument is based on an appeal to authority to the FDC.
Womp womp.
You know, so I mean, it's kind of a take it or you know what I'm saying, like. Forbes is like, and so is not the FTC, the FDA.
FDA, yeah.
Yeah, and there's a $5 million. 23andMe has been banned by the FDA. Since when?
I mean, my grandma just did her thing last week.
Oh yeah, this is from 2014.
Okay, so maybe they got reinstituted.
Yeah, they did in April of last year by the FDA. Was there something that happened in late 2016 that may suddenly have completely changed the FDA's position on something like this? Maybe a thing where a lot of people got together and pressed buttons and pretended it made a difference in the country?
Oh, voting. Who was voted into office, you mean?
Yeah.
Explain more, Tom. Tell me. How does a lawsuit against 23andMe relate to voting? Because what I'm seeing here is this lawsuit from 2014 says, quote, "It seems to me to be a very thinly disguised way of getting people to pay to have a DNA database built. I anticipate they're going to fight it and use every available resource they have to deny this claim.
Well, it's actually got more to do with the opposite of a lawsuit. A lawsuit is a way for private parties to resolve a dispute. The change occurred in how the FDA regulates 23andMe and similar organizations. When Obama was in office, there was increased regulatory scrutiny. Trump takes office, and all of a sudden, the FDA's letting him get away with anything. So
yeah, but that almost seems to categorize the Obama FDA as more diligent in their verification. We see that's
heavier jackboots would be another way to put it.
But that's not really true, because you saw tons of medications that were recalled that were approved during the Trump administration that they were being recalled because they were killing people.
Well, I never said they were completely consistent. It's just this particular case, you can see this particular policy change.
Okay. All right, then.
The point is government's full of crap, and it's better to resolve these things in court. Or,
but then you have to deal
through
with
contract if you can. Yeah, but that's how I get paid, man.
Well, let's see here.
I'm biased, so sue me. Or don't if you don't believe in government courts. Huh?
Well, I've got another case here. It was dropped, basically. A federal appeals court ruled Tuesday genetic testing company 23andMe can't be sued over allegations that it misled customers about its test kit because the claims belong in arbitration. So,
oh no!
A unanimous panel of the Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in San Francisco affirmed a lower court's decision. The class action claims belong in arbitration thanks to 23andMe's terms of service agreement. The plaintiffs sued back in 2013, alleging the Silicon Valley startup lied about its DNA test kit's health benefits, breached its warranty, and used unfair business practices. Until 2013, 23andMe claimed its saliva-based DNA testing could help customers prevent or mitigate diseases, including diabetes, heart disease, and breast cancer. But in November of 2013, the Food and Drug Administration told the company to stop making such claims without its approval. The Mountain View, California-based company stopped selling tests pending regulatory review before starting up again in October of 2015.
Without the claim?
It says in order to use the test, customers had to agree to 23andMe's terms of service, which includes an arbitration provision. Although the customers claimed various portions of the arbitration terms were unconscionable, the Ninth Circuit rejected their argument and deemed the agreement valid and enforceable. It says 23andMe offers 35 direct-to-consumer genetic tests that can tell users if they carry genetic mutations for disease, including cystic fibrosis. It's a far cry from the more than 250 risk reports the company originally offered to its customers. So basically, they wildly overblew what they actually could find and ended up sued because of it.
And then pulled back on their claims.
Well, but either way, they still couldn't be sued. Like, they had to drop the lawsuit because they were smart enough to put a little nugget in their terms of service that basically said, if we screw you over, you can't sue us.
What does arbitration mean exactly?
Arbitration is a form of alternative dispute resolution where instead of going before a judge, you go before a panel of usually private attorneys or other random people who are hired, selected by the parties, or usually by one party in this case, to decide the case. So, in a way, it's kind of like a privatized way of dealing with disputes, except that arbitration in the United States usually happens under the Federal Arbitration Act, so it's got the force of government behind it anyway.
Yeah. There you go. Basically.
Also, it's usually very advantageous for companies because, again, they're the ones who pay the arbitrators.
Sure.
Yeah, which is why most companies choose that. I mean, it's written into the terms of service of basically every credit card you have in your wallet. Many of the companies that you do business with online, it's all written in that you first have to go through their arbitration. Your job. If your boss like tries to stick his thumb in your butt when you're walking down the hallway, you have to go through in-company arbitration and resolution before you're allowed to take that to a private attorney in most cases.
Well, you can have an attorney in arbitration. What you don't have is a judge.
Yeah, you can't take it to court. You can't sue them in open court. You have to do it. It's basically in-house. It's a court that the company owns all the judges and everyone involved except for your lawyer.
Right.
All right. Well, tomorrow on the Call to Freedom, we're going to have a whole lot of our normal frivolity. We'll be joined by Chris Wade from Think Penguin. And I'm not really sure what Aria has set up for us for Crypto Hour tomorrow. I'll have to ask her. We'll be sure to update that on the Facebook.
We miss you, Aria.
And the Twitter. We'll be all back tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow. Call to Freedom is over. Free Talk Live is coming up next.
The warning signs.
First, he made me feel special. He promised he'd look after me, provide for my future. He broke every promise he made.
Millions of Americans afflicted.
I was ready to leave, but he told me he'd change. So I gave him another chance. I was such a fool.
The consequences.
Things only got worse. He started making my decisions for me. About my job, my kids' education, my money, my safety, my future. He took away my choices, but I kept going back to the same politicians.
The diagnosis? Battered voter syndrome.
I fell for the same old lies. They were just playing with my emotions, telling me what I wanted to hear. That's not right.
If you're tired of the two-party system but want to support a principled Libertarian Party, check out the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire at lpnh.org. That's lpnh.org.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road Underground Market. The Silk Road was a gift to humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed, Ross has been sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Now, an appeal is Ross's only chance, and he needs your support. Please visit freeross.org, where you can contribute via various methods, including Bitcoin. Visit freeross.org. That's freeross.org.
You're 6 minutes away from a live episode of Free Talk Live, brought to you by freekeen.com. Listen live at freetalklive.com.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, January 29th, 2018. Silver is trading at $17.27 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,344 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $45, and the average price of Bitcoin is $11,172. Antiwar.com reports the Prime Minister of the Saudi-backed Hadi government in Yemen has issued a desperate plea for Saudi help over the weekend as their forces were quickly routed in their interim capital of Aden and the government headquarters were seized. Interestingly, this is totally separate from the Saudi-led war trying to reinstall this faction as Yemen's government and marks a major split in the Saudi coalition, with the attacking faction a southern secessionist movement which is backed by the United Arab Emirates. Yemen was militarily unified in 1990 when northern Yemen conquered the former South Yemen. Since then, secessionists have remained active in the south, though rarely in a position to really assert themselves in a serious way. The Saudis were keen to install a Sunni-dominated government with their invasion in 2015, but the Hadi government's increasing reliance on the Muslim Brotherhood and the war's length has convinced some that Yemen is heading for a split. The United Arab Emirates appears to believe that they may as well just back the separatists in the first place. A victory for the separatists might go a long way towards ending the Yemen war, as the battle lines between pro-Saudi forces and the Shiite Houthis are remarkably close to the old borders between North and South Yemen. Ending the war with a de facto and de jure split might be the simplest way for everyone to extricate themselves from the conflict that's gotten far out of hand and is causing humanitarian disasters left and right.
For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency.
Board announced late Friday a special committee will investigate sexual misconduct allegations involving the company's chairman and CEO.